late. A couple meetings ran long, so sorry Tad was the entertainment. That's the best we could do. So. Well,
Really bad. We can work on that next time.
yeah. David?
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Just what was your message to the team yesterday and then again today when you talked to them coming off of a game like that?
Well, a number of things. Obviously, I addressed the performance. Just the things that, really the basics. Our basics are not in order. I think just like anything, and stating the obvious, starts with the turnover ratio. Fundamentals of football are, part of your everyday existence in this game. And, we cannot function at where we are, as far as the number of giveaways and the lack of takeaways. So I just really, kept it about football and, the technique fundamentals and how you improve that and the focus with that. We did the number of moving parts. We need to, regardless of that, we need to be more connected, more uniform. So just kept it about just the things that, we didn't do, and just make sure the direction was clear and in the direction we're going.
And along with that, when you have a break after a performance like that, and everyone's not here in the building to kind of focus on what you need to do, is that any concern at all as far as them getting away and not being here to work on what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, years ago you could practice, during this week, but it's, the schedule's the schedule. So, I mean, that's really not even, to go there. But I don't think anybody wouldn't want a chance to go out and work on some of the things that we didn't do very well. I think that's human nature. That's, that's part of being in the team. It's part of being the competitors. So it definitely makes for a longer week in the area of self-scout and the things that I've already had planned. So, I mean, I know I do personally. I've always kind of pushed things off and try to chart a plan, whether it's concept variation that you're trying to build off of the things you've done. Hopefully you're building off of things you've done very well. So right now we got to make sure we're really focused and tight as far as the things, the way people are attacking us week in and week out. I mean, for example, line movement, versus our offensive line, we've been seeing that steadily since week one, understandably, starting 2 rookies. So how can we better prepare our players in season, with that work? I mean, we got a ton of work in the training camp format with our defense. So how do we carry that over, next week and help those guys and make sure that they're getting more live work? So those are the kind of things that we'll be focused on. I know I'll be focused on, because it's all about solutions right now. It's not about, going backwards, and we evaluate every day. So this is really building clarity and make sure our solutions are how we're going to line up. We're not going to recreate the wheel. We need to get our fundamentals and techniques. We need to get the basics going and playing it. It'll help us play at a higher rate, and with that, you play with more confidence and play faster and all those things. So.
Clarence, Los City, Dallas, and maybe just connected to that. Beyond the turnovers, execution issues, a lot of pundits talked about the toughness or lack of toughness and maybe playing soft at times. I don't know. Did you see that on tape?
I think the biggest thing is I think you got to be real careful when you use the word soft, particularly in this game at this level. They clearly playing faster than we were. There's no doubt about it. They played with more confidence as the game went on. And that's, to me, goes back to the belief in the details, the trust, not being as connected. We had some moving pieces. I think some guys started guessing, trying to make plays instead of playing the call. There was way too much of that. I think some guys on offense were pressing, trying to make plays. So we had some situations up front that they got after us on both sides of the line, both lines of scrimmage. So that I think it was more of that was a big part of our evaluation.
Was the effort there?
Yeah, I mean, define effort. I mean, you look at GPS and numbers, things like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more about playing fast and playing faster than the other guy, and you're being more efficient and and all 11 coordinated, and they played very well, and we did not.
Mike Todd Archer with ESPN. When you look at the lopsided loss, the way that you had it, do you worry about your team's mental state, or is it just one game?
I think it's it's part of it's part of the path, and I tell you what, the moment that when you have a chance to step back and really look at everything, I think it's important for all of us, and this is part of the message to the team is, I gave them a number of questions today as far as things to think about, make sure that they are reflecting, make sure they are looking in the mirror, and just make sure you're filling in the blanks because of why are we on this ebb and flow? Why do we perform 7 days ago the way we performed at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then come home and perform the way we did? So those are the kind of things we got to focus on. They're an excellent football team. They're playing very well, and I give them the credit. But at the end of the day, if we totally don't believe it's about us, and it'll always be about us, and play to who we are, what we do, how we do it, then we're not going to get to where we want to go. And I believe we will. And I think this is an opportunity that we relish. I know I relish it, and I think they do too. So this is a place that a lot of good can come out of it. And been here before, and I think this is a really good opportunity for our leadership. I think it's an excellent opportunity for our young guys to continue to play. It's an excellent opportunity for these guys to build off of some of the things they have done well, and because this will pay forward. In my experience, it always has. When you play young players this much, and you play this many different players this much, I think the long game definitely has a chance to be very bright.
When you say you've been here before, what got you out of it? Was it one play, one game, 1 week, one practice?
Well, I think it's been hard truths. Playing. Maybe we have to take a hard look at the way we played that game. So that's what we've done as a staff. Did we try to get into a sprint with a car that was going faster than we were? That we couldn't keep up with. So you just all those things. So I think you have to look at all that, reassess. It'll always start with the health of the team when they get back, and we'll have a good plan to go out there in San Francisco and get that win.
John Machota with The Athletic. It seems like it'd be tough to get the offense to where you want it to be unless you guys get a good running game. What gives you confidence that you can get the running game to where you want it to be?
Continuity in touches. I think that the move. We had Tyler Guyton goes down, so you make 2 moves to for one player. Sometimes that has a bigger effect than you think it would. I think that's part of it. That's where we have to take a hard look at. We got to see where Tyler is. Guyton as far as his health, also with TJ, and give Tyler Smith some clarity. I think the fact that him and Zach playing next to Cooper, every single day throughout the spring, spring and more importantly camp. I felt like our consistency was getting better. I thought the Pittsburgh game was a really good illustration of that, particularly in the second half. When you saw the run game adjustments that were made, particularly in the tight inside zones. So now you make those moves. So that's what we got to take a hard look at. So just maybe just go back to Tyler Guyton, or get more reps and make a decision there. So I think we can definitely tighten that up.
And do you expect Micah Parsons to be back for the San Francisco game?
Don't know. This is a big week for him. Yeah, this is a big week for him. So he's making progress.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. When you talk about the ebbs and flows, how much does practice impact some of that at times?
What?
The ebbs and flows of a game in the season, how much are you practicing? Are you up and down on how you practice, and maybe is that impacting game?
Talking about structure of practice, or
how you're practicing in general?
I'm still not sure you're.
Inconsistently, and that's
I think that. This team. Just like I told them this today, I said, can't believe everything you read, in particular when it comes to numbers. If you look at comparables from the way the team practices on a GPS scale, this team is better conditioned than 22 and 23 as far as workload capacity. That's what the numbers tell you. But the efficiency and the productivity in the areas of fundamentals and technique, we are not where we were. this time last year. That's very evident to me as far as how I evaluate the practice every day. So that's where we got to make sure the energy is the intention of practice and the specifics of where the energy is being displaced. And part of that is youth. Part of that is inexperience with the guy that's playing next year. We've had a number of veterans show up here, later. So we just got to keep working. I mean, that's the answer, and we're going to keep working.
With Guyton,
Go ahead.
with Guyton, did something happen in practice on Saturday that prompted you to say he can't go?
No, he's just kind of where he was at all week. He just he's not 100%. So.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Kind of to that same point, Dak had said last night that guys can't just show up on Sundays. So what's kind of your message as far as increasing intention throughout the week?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think part of that's frustration with with the game, but yeah, I mean, I've done this a long time. This team's practice is hard. I mean, there's a difference between practicing hard and practicing well. So they practice hard. We're not practicing well enough. So I think that's probably part of it. I would think. I haven't talked to him specifically about that comment, but I think that's part of. I would think that's part of what he was saying.
We saw Dak kind of flex his finger yesterday. He had it taped up after the game. Is there any concerns there?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Todd.
Saudis, The Athletic. Mike, with some of the issues tackling yesterday, especially with some of your top players in your secondary, how do you go about addressing that with them and then fixing it?
Well, it's actually, frankly, been a focus, at a high focus here the last couple of weeks. Thought I got a little better in Pittsburgh, but we have team fundamental drills. There's 3 different variations to that period, and for the first time, we've all 3 of them were tackling drills. So we're working it more. The footwork, the fits, those types of things, the ball extraction. So that's part of what I've been talking about. The fundamentals and techniques we're not where we need to be.
For guys in the secondary, though, is that something that's more about how much do you want to get in there and get your nose dirty and make that versus avoiding the confrontation in that?
Well, I think it's starts with being where you're supposed to be, having your eyes where they're supposed to be, and then using proper footwork. The approach, long stride, short stride, all those things coming in there. Yeah, definitely. So that's why particularly if you're in shells, you work the drills a certain way. We don't live tackle on Thursdays, but that's why that's why we drill it.
Scott.
Skyler Dixon with DAP. How do you tune out the noise about your job security? Is it hard? Is it easy?
I think it's just part of the business, and that's when people ask me about really anything with the team, part of working here, it's part of the business.
And did you catch what Dak had to say about you last night? Pretty strong words of support. And how do you react when your quarterback says that?
Well, I think it shows, how he feels, and I think it speaks to our relationship. But yeah, I mean, support is a nice thing. I wish you'd do more of it. So.
Aaron.
Aaron Kessler's Lone Star Live. There was PFF and some other grading sites that Zach Martin didn't.
I'm sorry?
A few PFF and a few other grading sites that Zach Martin didn't have his best game on Sunday. How do you evaluate where he's at this year?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have my best game. None of us played well. I'm trying to think if there was a winning grade on our analytics. So, yeah, we didn't perform very well.
Joe.
Joe Boyd, All City, Dallas. We've talked a lot about turnovers, only 5 so far. For you guys have 4 so far. Is there a schematic remedy to that? Is it just guys making plays? How do you kind of look at trying to decrease turnovers?
No, I think it comes down to once again. I mean, you're talking about line assignment and those types of things, and I know we do have a scheme change, but at the end of the day, the pursuit and finish. That's I'm not trying to be a broken record here, but that's what I'm talking about. Those are the fundamentals, the techniques that the intent of practice. We need to stay on it. We've been very good taking care of it and taking it away, and we're definitely at a place that I don't recall being with the numbers. So we got to keep working at it.
Garrett.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Mike, you talked about wanting to build off of things. Rico Dowdle at his best game in Pittsburgh, and he had just 1 carry in the first quarter when it was still a 7-3 game, finished with 5. Sort of what goes into that, and then.
Well, wow, the 7 on third down is a big part of that, and I think starting off at the first play. Just some of the penetration we had here. Not clearly not a reflection of him. I actually thought he did play well with his limited touches, but he definitely needs to touch the ball more, without a doubt.
Ed.
Ed Werder, WFAA. You were in a similar predicament offensively going into the bye last year, and then came out of that a completely different team, won 6 of your next 7 games. Did anything that you did during that time, the success you had, apply now in terms of creating buy-in or ideas you can implement?
Well, I would say the biggest thing I felt that when we turned that corner last year was the complementary. If you go look at those games, you look at the Pittsburgh game, we know how to play complementary football, and we haven't, we really haven't done it. We started out there in Cleveland in the first half, but not in the second half. I thought for a lot of the game in New York we had it, but our complementary formula production is not there. So that was the biggest emphasis coming out of the bye last year, and definitely will be again this year.
Todd.
Mike Dak has 3 red zone turnovers in the last 2 games. I think he only had 2 red zone interceptions all of last year. How do you explain the mistakes he's a guy who knows better in some situations, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think red zone and third down has been really way too up and down. And it's the details. It always is. So it starts with the the protection, the footwork, the route detail. So those are things we need to definitely be better at. We need to spend more time on red zone. That's one of the things that, frankly, I wrote down a couple weeks ago because it's we're not where we need to be, and it manifested yesterday.
And then I don't know if you were asked after the game about the 4th down decision to go for it. Was that just a jumpstart the team kind of thing, or you knew possessions are going to be an important part of the game at that point?
Yeah, I felt like the momentum of the game was moving faster away from us than obviously I would like, and I thought that was a momentum opportunity for us.
He brought up Zach Barton, and you talked last night about the offensive line issues, can be affected. Did you anticipate the struggles you guys have in the offensive line? Obviously, at the beginning, I know you knew coming in you have some young guys, but it's kind of prevented you guys from getting anything going on offense.
I'm not sure what you're asking me. Just anticipate because with 2 rookies, or
no, that they would take this long to really get things going for you guys to really sustain some things offensively. I don't know how you guys evaluated that going in. We talked about Zach struggling as well.
Going into the season or into the game?
Into the season.
I think just, if I recall, we talked about this at training camp is, that was part of the reason why, we wanted to make that decision on who the 5 were going to be. Tyler Guyton, missed a bunch of time there with his illness because that's one of your biggest decisions as a head coach, frankly, in personnel, because those 5 guys, playing together, particularly practicing together every day, it's huge. You don't get those reps back. So, but yeah, so it probably happened a little later. Cooper. That's a decision with Cooper that we made at that time over Brock. So, but yeah, like I told Tyler, last week, I said you got to practice every day. You're not going to get to where you want to be, and because it's all about those 5 linemen. Getting out there every single day and getting those reps. So when that doesn't happen, it can be bumpy, and that's what we're going through right now.
You keep talking about the running game not getting it going. How much is the problems up front impacting the running game and also impacting Dak's ability to be?
It all fits together. Our run blocking unit and our pass protection unit did not win yesterday, so it's all tied together.
What does this week look like for you personally?
I'll be here working. It's a good chance to take kids to school, maybe catch some volleyball. But yeah, I got a little more work today than I thought I was going to have, so I'll be here.
Todd asked about the red zone turnovers, but just over the last couple of weeks, Dak in general, the turnovers are piling up a little bit. How do you think he's playing? Is it a little more maybe what's happening around him, or is he just not playing?
Well, at the end of the day, and every quarterback knows that you got to take care of the football. You touch it every snap. It's your number 1 priority for responsibility. So no one gets that or takes that responsibility as serious as Dak. So yeah, I mean these conversations are daily, and we'll just keep emphasizing, keep working. So
All righty. Thank you, Mike.
thank you.
Thank you.